The next thing we're going to be looking at is the second video. We'll be focusing 4 through 6. So if you were looking for 1 through 3 or 7 through 9, you need to go to a different video. This will focus on numbers 4, 5, and 6 in your notes packet for today. Remember, we said that we need to keep outside of the square root sign together, inside the square root sign together. So when I combine with multiplication, I have 15 square root 48. Well, 48, my goal is to get perfect squares. Well, 48 is 16 times 3. So I could do the square root of 16 times square root of 3. The 15 still gets brought down. I'm not using it just yet. Well, then I can solve the square root of 16 as 4. Now that's where my 15 comes into play. I will now multiply these together because they are like terms. They are both outside of our square root sign. The square root 3 stays because I've not performed that math, and I'm not going to because it will not give us a whole number for this activity. So when I do 15 times 4, my answer is 60, and then I put the square root 3 following it because that is as far as it can simplify. Number 5, I am looking at 2 times negative 6 and then 32 times 2. Well, 2 times negative 6 is going to be negative 12. And then I would draw my square root sign. 32 times 2 is going to be 64. Well, the square root of 64 is 8. So then I would end with 8 times negative 12, which will result in an answer of negative 96. The last one in this row is going to be square root 2 distributed to the square root of 12 minus the square root of 40. And what that means is because they're both inside the square root signs, when I distribute, that is a new number inside the square root sign. So I would have 2 times 12, which will give us the square root of 24, minus 2 times 40, which is going to be the square root of 80. Now from here, I'm trying to find perfect squares within the values that I have. Right here, I can split this up into the square root of 4 times square root of 6 because I have this perfect square with the square root of 4. So square root 2 square root 6 is as simplified as this term can be. And then over here, 80 is going to be square root 16 times square root of 5. Square root of 16 is going to give us the whole number of 4. Square root of 5 is not a whole number, so it stays as square root 5. Now, because these are not like terms, I cannot combine them any further than just keeping it as the expression 2 square root 6 minus 4 square root 5. So I'm going to rewrite this so it's a little bit cleaner. But this would be our final answer, meaning this is as far as we can simplify for this problem.